All right, everybody. Welcome back if you're watching. If you're not watching, never mind. Okay, docs. Are you seeing it up on YouTube and such now?
I'm only looking at Twitch with a starting soon. I can go over to YouTube.
Yeah, because it's possible that I don't have anything set up anymore because of the crash. That would be fun.
I'm not sure where I would.
Get out.
Wait, I don't see you moving.
You don't see me moving.
You are not moving. And I'm not moving either. Oh, it's just delayed.
All right. Do, do, do. Okay.
It's about a 10-15 second delay, but it is going.
Yeah, that's normal. Pretty
Okay.
ordinary.
Okay.
It just takes some doing.
But the rolls show up, and I see you adjusting some things there.
Yeah, okay. But it is actually running there. Is it running on Facebook too?
Uh, Let me get out of this and kill that and go to Facebook. And look up just Nigel Sons, I guess.
Yeah.
Yink. Uh, I don't see it streaming. I see some. How do I describe this to you? Is that it? Glasses off and see what happens here. Because I'm not moving. And you're not moving there. So.
Does it say that
Let
we
me
are
see.
live?
No. Wait.
Wait.
No. Not really moving.
No, okay. Oh,
Oh, because it's a clip.
it's a clip. Okay. So we're
Hmm.
not being shown.
Okay, now tap to watch live. There we go. Except now you're not doing anything.
Now they're doing it.
I don't know if that's a conflict on my end or your end, but
Let me double check. See if I can get over here to this.
okay. If I don't maximize it,
Yeah,
it's running.
it is running. Okay. All right.
It is running, but if I maximize it so I can see everything that's happening, it freezes.
Okay, that's fine. That's a problem on your end then.
Yeah. So as long as whoever's watching this is not having these conflicts, yeah. But it is on Facebook.
Okay, that is good. So like everything seems to be working. See if there's a here. Restream. Uh,
Paul Vincenti. Yo Nigel.
hey man,
Happy
how's it going?
holidays to you.
Thanks.
All right, I'm gonna come on, you can do this. I'm gonna leave Discord briefly and then rejoin.
Okay, sounds good.
So let me fill out of this and how do I leave? Leave. How do I leave oh, I can just
Oh,
end the video.
okay. Login. Ugh.
Steve Pack. Out of Discord, no sound.
Okay, that's fine. I will.
Paul Vincenti. The struggle is real.
Right. Yeah, let me see. Okay. Let me see here. Okay. Mhm. Mhm. Fine. Mhm. Mhm. Nine. I seem to have sound here. Mhm. Mhm. Nine. I seem to have sound here. Mhm. Mhm. Nine. I seem to have sound here. Mhm. Mhm. Okay. Now I seem to have sound on Discord, on YouTube, but I seem to have
It's not wasn't working for me. So
yeah, no, it seems like it's there. Okay. Now I seem to have sound on Discord, on YouTube, but I seem to have
it's not wasn't working. What I
for me.
was
So
getting
yeah,
is
no,
on your
Paul
page,
it seems like
Vincenti.
it's there. Okay. Now I
This is
seem to
not
have
my
on
real
your
sound
voice,
page,
this is my AI
on
there
robot
were,
voice.
YouTube,
you can
but
see
I seem to have
it's not wasn't working. What I was
so
getting
yeah,
is
no,
on your
Paul
page.
it seems like
Vincenti.
it's there. Okay. Now I
This is
seem to
not my
have
On
real
your
voice,
page, I
this
don't know
is
if
my
it's
AI
there
robot
were,
voice.
you
okay,
can see
hold on, hold
it's
on.
not wasn't working. What I was
So
getting
yeah,
is
no,
on your
Paul
page.
Vincenti.
there. Okay. Now I
This
I'm
is
gonna
not
need some more chocolate here. I think that'll help.
okay, there we go. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, so there. Ca- Paul, is it chanting over there like speaking in tongues? Because when I was there, it sounded like it was speaking in tongues.
Paul Vincenti. Yup.
Yup. Well, okay. That's fun. Is it still doing
Paul
it?
Vincenti. But not now.
Oh, okay, cool. Sweet, sweet. It was an issue because I was listening to it, and so it was then creating a feedback loop where it was just repeating the same shit over and over again. So, all right. So that is currently there. Okay. So Max is heading back now. So it's really sucks. We're not going to get all the stuff that we want to do today done, but at least we'll be set up and ready to go.
Definitely need to have a checklist for anybody who's playing the game.
Yeah, definitely.
Gonna need an FAQ or a walkthrough.
Yeah, I feel like once we get this set on the various platforms that we're going to be utilizing, it should be okay.
Mhm.
But that's going to be, excuse me, that. All right. There we go. All right. We've got that. We've got that. I can now click on this guy, and then I go say that the difficulty was one of those, and three of those. It's really difficult. Yeah, I would have massively failed that. Not going right here. Okay. Boop, 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 boop.
Paul Vincenti. Not sure what you are doing. Playing a game of some sort?
Yeah, so we're actually doing we're starting a like critical role style role playing game with a bunch of people, and it's going to be done with Star Wars. So we're this is the very first time we're putting everything together and getting everything kind of worked out.
Yes.
There is a tremendous amount to apparently work out on all this to get the streaming right and whatnot.
If
But
you think that getting 5 people together around a table with a pizza and some dice and some paper is hard, I could have gotten on a flight from Italy where I am now, and I'm halfway through the flight now in the time of this. So by the time we've worked these out, it could be back in the United States. Could have ordered a pizza, taken an Uber home. This is
exactly,
a lot. This is this is a lot to this technology,
once it's
and
all
it's not
set,
helped by my ignorance and my the debilitating limitations, according to Nigel, of my technology.
yeah.
So
I mean, I'm just saying.
that I've got it all to work in the first place is that's impressive. But because now I've got you on Discord, we have the Forge system going in the background. We're checking out with YouTube and Facebook and Twitch. The fact that this has not caused a melting, you know, this at this point, demons appear. That's what should happen. Demons should literally appear when you try to force yourself on this much technology. Demons.
Nah, I think we're
So
doing all right. We're doing okay.
we're
Still
doing.
gonna
What do you mean we're doing okay?
we're actually doing all right. Like this is as far as like first sessions getting shit figured out. I think we're actually above the curve at this point in time.
Okay. Well, I'm looking over now on Facebook, and I'm seeing uh, that it's doing things now.
Yeah, yeah.
Paul
So
Vincenti. Are you using a
I haven't
platform
checked
like
on YouTube
Streamlabs or the like?
to see if that is
Yeah,
doing a
we're
thing.
we're
But
using Restream.io and OBS.
yeah, and I think whatever you're paying for Restream is too much money because that's what if its job is to handle this data.
Well, its job is
I don't
just
know.
to restream to the several areas, which is
Yeah,
quite a task, in a lot of
yeah,
ways. And there's not a lot of ways to actually do that other than the restream. So, at least as far as I know, if anybody else, Paul, if you do this stuff on a regular basis, if you know any other things that are better, then
yeah,
please recommend them, and we'll get them figured out and done. Um, we're trying to do this. I mean, I figure
yeah,
if we can get to the point, if we can get through like the setup
yeah.
of this, then we can kind of take over uh the the rest of it later on with Brian as well, because you'll be in
Okay.
bed. You'll be in bed by the time 9 o'clock Eastern time comes around, right?
9, 10, 11, 12,
That'd be
1,
3 o'clock in the
2,
morning.
3. Yeah, yeah. That's yeah.
That's bedtime. Yeah.
Even I
Yes.
would have a hard time with that. So
Yes. Excellent.
So that's
Paul
when the game
Vincenti.
session is going to start.
I am a rookie at multi-streams,
Is
however I am
3 a.m.
entertained by your plight.
Rather or whatever.
Yeah. Paul just said that he's entertained by our plight. Are you?
Yes.
You don't hear the robot Paul, do you? So on my end, if I can get this figured out, I'd like to be able to get you guys hearing the AI robot voice thing that is reading off the stuff because in essence, for on my end of things, like I hear Paul talking and he and I think that even on the stream you can Paul you can hear yourself talking as a robot voice, right? So it'll take a second for him to get that. But yeah, and then so you guys aren't hearing the robot voice though, which is unfortunate. I'm wondering whether or not there's some way around that.
Paul Vincenti. Yes, just my voice is AI. You both have your human voices.
Yeah. So the reason why I set that up is that when I'm painting, I can hear when somebody makes a comment, so that I can talk to them while I'm doing it. Because most of the time when I'm painting, I'm not paying attention to the chat box. So, but yeah, so I've got all these things kind of set up, and I'm gonna be doing more streaming for like the art and whatnot as well. Um, but yeah, this is this is all that. All right. Okay. Welcome back. So,
Pew, pew, pew.
the kids still alive and everything?
Oh,
Yes,
no
went and
audio.
picked them
Oh, there
up
we go.
and drove back. So
All
all
right.
good.
All right.
I'm hearing like s- stuff. Oh, I just remembered Steve doesn't have earfits pits in. Got it.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. If you might be hearing a television upstairs. So
Yeah.
it's
So,
picking that up.
yeah, honestly, to be fair, like
Paul Vincenti. Well, have a great time with your game and your holiday season just
Let me
popped
hold
by
on.
for a sec.
no
Oh,
worries, man.
Enjoy.
You have a great time. All right. Thanks, man. Bye. Sorry. So I was just saying that on the stream here, I'm hearing the AI voice for Paul, but nobody else is. And I'm wondering if there's any way that we can get you guys to hear it as well.
You mean on Facebook?
No, can you log in to my like if I have you guys log into my Twitch, can multiple people look at it at one time?
I'm.
So yeah, because it's like
I figured out where the extra noise was coming from. Apparently, I had left the previous recording running in the background, so I was hearing us from earlier.
ah
oh,
okay. Yeah. All righty. Okay.
So if Paul wants to say something, I'll see
So
if it pops up now.
yeah, so now you should see the chat on the one side, and the way that it works is then we also have the ticker for the game roles and stuff like that. And then I will figure out what else we want to put down here. But I feel like there's other stuff that we can add, like maybe like uh, Huh. Display capture, game capture, media source, the scene. Oh, I can add a different scene to it. Uh, yeah. I guess I can do certain things like add other stuff.
Especially like having images down there or a ticker going across the bottom of the screen talking
Yeah,
about the next time we're going to get together or check out this website because that's where I post my artwork at.
yeah. It's just it doesn't give me any of those options. Like I don't have a ticker or anything like that. Well, I can do an image slideshow.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can do that. Um, I can do so. I can. My options are application audio, uh, audio input capture, audio output capture, browser, color source, display capture, game capture, image slideshow, media source, scene, which is means a whole nother thing together. Um, text GDI plus.
maybe. So, do we want to do some role playing before we get to the 6 o'clock point, or did we just want to continue with the tech stuff?
I don't know. How do you guys feel?
I would,
How much time do we have?
About an hour.
About an hour. Would that be sufficient enough time to get us to the point where Nos is leaving? Because then we could switch over to the character that Brian's playing later on, and Steve wouldn't have to be there for that portion of it.
yeah, I'm getting kind of tired here. It's been a long day
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
here.
Then
But
fantastic. Let's just do
if
the
you're
hour's
actually
worth of
doing the
time.
stream tonight,
What's that?
are you actually going to be streaming this tonight, or
Yeah, yeah. I think that. Well, I think that we'll be doing that. And we can leave the end of it kind of ambiguous as to whether or not you're going or not going, and then that way, if we come back next week, then you know we can
okay?
come back to it.
Is there a way to get a sort of chyron on the bottom with character names and or images of the people? Just,
Yeah, maybe that's a possibility because that would be an image, right?
Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. Let's see here. I got a text GDI plus. What exactly is that? Okay, the text. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, two A's and
it can work with two A's or not.
one. That's fine. Boop. Text transform. No, that's good. Uh, All right, let's just go with that. This, I could have you like that. Would that work? You think?
I don't see anything, so
Look uh, on the yeah, the stream. I can't hear you. You're pushed to.
Yeah, though that's a good location. We got a little bit of a gap. The letters are nice and big. Maybe think about putting a border around them at some point in time so that they stand out and pop with like a black border.
Let's see here. Just do it real quick. I can do background opacity, select color, and let's do this. On color.
is this on Twitch or is this on YouTube?
I'm
Twitch.
watching through YouTube.
Okay.
It says that Paul was on Facebook. Did we go live on
Yeah.
Facebook?
Yeah, we're on Facebook and everything.
Did Twitch come back? Were we able to see images on Twitch?
I believe. I don't know.
I will check real quick.
That's not was live. Are we live now? I just saw it. Is he live? Hey, there we go.
Am I live?
Yeah. And I see my name.
Fantastic.
All right. Did that help at all to make it more readable?
Let me turn this.
Ooh, you should try to put onto the thing an area where an image can be shared so we can have your amazing artwork of Ulaanbaatar up.
Yes. Hold on. Let me just. Where's my selecting of color? Got it. There we are. Okay. All right. That makes it more readable, right?
I think it's a little more readable. Yeah.
All right. Play along with those kinds of things. Let me see if I can add an image now. Image. Add an image. Create new. Then, all right. Boop, boop. Image source. Dropbox. Side. Sketchbook. Sketchbook. Sketches.
How do I?
Okay. Boop. Now I can make this smaller.
Why won't you do that?
Okay.
Bah.
Let's just go back to notes. Okay. Browse.
Whatever.
You still with us, Steve?
Yep, I'm still here, trying to do some stuff in the background. So my failure rate is not great.
So I'm good with starting and getting a little ways in to kind of like wet the whistle and give this system a test Also, it'll give an opportunity for you to talk about the changes that you were talking about earlier, yes, Monday, when we met about the dice system.
Yeah,
So let's.
play around with it, see how it works.
So, hi, everybody. I'm Max. I'm running this Star Wars game in the End of the Empire system, also referred to as the Fantasy Flight
Yeah, Ed,
system.
although now it's owned by Ed. So
Now it's owned by Edge.
yeah,
We have with us here Nigel and Steve. Nigel's going to be playing Nos. Steve is going to be playing Ulan. And as we adventure into this story, you'll have an opportunity to see where they live and what it is that they are doing. I would love to just give you tons of lore out the door, right? Just tons of lore. But that's not how I like to do things. I want you, as the audience, to explore and experience as the players do, as we live an opportunity in the worlds, the galaxy that is Star Wars. So we're going to start by talking about, in small pieces, a derelict Lucrehulk, left over from the Great War, in which birthed the Empire, and it was salvaged and scavenged and then rehabilitated, I guess you could call it, and been brought back to life to provide home, safety, in consideration of what it was meant to do, which was deliver thousands of droids, battle tanks, and vultures, droidicas, controlled by the trade federations to their designated war fronts that they were trying to use to oppress people and take over planets and systems. This Lucrehulk has become a home to many. It is not the fabulous upper levels of Coruscant. It is a struggling place. One day there can be a compartment, and the next day it might just fall off because of reasons. There are parts of this Lucrehulk that has not been seen by the crew or the people who live there. But they survive, and they do so through tenacity, cunning, and a nice mix of just that thing that binds the universe together. What is that called again?
Money?
money.
Money.
Credit.
If you thought I was going to
Credit.
say the Force, you're wrong.
Credit.
Money
I'm sorry, the what?
binds. If you thought I was going to say the Force, you're wrong. Money binds the universe together. This place is called Asylum because it's given the idea that this is a place where you can retreat to, where there's an opportunity to put yourself back together. Well, we're going to focus in for just a moment on somebody who hasn't necessarily put themselves together in this place of opportunity. He's let himself fall apart. Fausta? Oh, man, I'm struggling with the name. Ulan, what's your brother's name?
Foster. Similar to the common foster, which would mean a child that was abandoned somewhere to die. But we didn't actually do that in our family.
Your clan decided that he was worth saving?
No, it had nothing to do with me. It was my mother and father. I mean, I had nothing to say. He's older than me, so.
So your older brother was chosen to be kept. And now we want, as we're paying attention to this derelict vessel floating through the universe, what we are coming into is that Ulan has just arrived. Not this moment, the game wise. He's been here, but just arrived in the sense that it's only been a few days of his arrival. His arrival here at this secluded location is because his family reached out to him and asked him to help take care of his older brother. Now, this is not a crime family, so if you immediately thought, oh yeah, this game's going to be about assassination. No, calm yourself down. It's about family taking care of each other and bringing them back into the fold and helping them a better place. Because this game that we're going to be doing is about love and life and beauty. And no, actually, there's going to be some dark stuff too. So don't get yourself confused. But Ulan has only been here for a few short days, and he has already had a chance to witness his older brother and some of his machinations and activities. So we're going to start off. Ulan, you have gathered yourself together one of the few days after arriving here. I'll let you choose. When I run games, there will be moments and times I tell players, I don't know the answer, you tell me. And that'll be your clue to add in whatever it is you feel is necessary. So
Okay.
I don't know how long you've been here, but it can't be too long. But you've been here for a few days, watching the machinations of your older brother and the style at which he goes at. He wears a lot of his thoughts on his sleeves, if you know what I mean. And so it's evident when something is amiss with him. You've had a chance to go by, see a few friendly faces that you've met, and grab yourself a nice food and drink before heading over to this. I'll use air quotes to represent air quotes workshop. It's not necessarily a workshop. It's abandoned section. It's a section of the Lucre Hope that he has pretty much moved all his junk into, along with all the other people he works with. He has some decent team members that do odds and ends, a few droids, a few other people, humanoids and stuff like that. But for the most part, he tries to lead this workshop doing trade. And you're walking into this facility. There are some maintenance materials around, benches, tool chests. On one side of the room, there's an engine. Does Ulan have any skills in like mechanical stuff? No, not necessarily. You're not a mechanical individual, but you're smart enough to know things. But there's like an engine half taken apart, and there's some Durasteel storage containers here and there, some open, some closed, some barrels and stuff like that. And there's a lot of data pads on one of the larger two tables in this workshop. The larger table sits farther back, and it's got a makeshift big screen that came from like a comm room of some larger ship. And he's put it in here, and it's got like a nice little display of the galaxy and some other stuff. And he puts stuff up there like it's a big screen TV. Right now it's on, and the only thing that can be seen is like this part of the Hydian Way, as well as some of the nearby star systems and stuff like that. So that's up on the board. And the crew are moving things, or they're sitting nearby just waiting idly. One of the young toughs that he has working with him is currently taking apart a blaster or trying to put one together. He has it in front of him. It's splayed out. It's on the smaller table. And a couple of droids moving stuff about. But your brother, on the other hand, is walking from one side of the large table, hands behind his back. Then he like scratches his chin. Then he moves to the other side of the large table. And so as you're walking in, you can see, because it's about a good 8 meters away from the opening to come in this big warehouse, all these shelves, and he walks one side, the other, and then back again. So at this point in time, I've given you a description of what I want you to see. The room is cool. It's got a decent airflow through here. It has a smell of grease and engine parts. But for the most part, it's unwelcoming and in disarray.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do, Ulan?
I'd like to address my brother privately and ask if he could send his employees out of the room.
Feel free to address me as if I am your brother Faust.
Mm-hmm.
And so that we can
So
get
Faust,
into the RP of it.
Foster, I think it's only fair that I tell you the real.
Uh-oh. Steve, you went right there. You were like, you had it. And
The
then,
real. Da, da, da.
man,
We lost you.
Or
Oh, you're back for a moment.
doing. Ah,
There you are.
we
Welcome
lost you
back.
at Foss. I need to tell you the real.
okay. The router here likes to make an opportunity to go, do you still want to use a router? And I'm like, yeah, I would like delicious internet. That would be great. And it goes, okay, give me a second. And then it restores it to you. Just to let you know that it could take it away at any moment in time.
What an asshole.
Yeah, this router's a dick. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know how much was there, but
We ended at you were telling your brother,
Yeah, the real.
real,
and then boom, you were up.
okay.
your
Again,
router
the real purpose
knew
of
the
my
right moment.
visit is not to explore exciting new trade opportunities in this derelict barge, whatever you want to call it. If it weren't for our uncle insisting that I come here, you wouldn't see me for another 5 years. But he has insisted that we come here. So I am here. And I think you know why I am here, Foster, don't you?
Yes, Ulan, I am. And he looks to you, and then he looks to a data pad sitting nearby. I am very aware that I might have made a mistake or two, but there,
475,000 mistakes. And that's
that
just today without
Ulan,
compounding.
you can. Okay, so to create for the purpose of the stream, we can banter. So, if you have a statement like you were in there, you're like talking about compounding interest, don't stop. If I try to
Mhm.
cut in, I'm going to try to cut in, but I see that you're still going as a good ploy.
Mhm.
I'm gonna pull myself back. So go back. You were saying compounded interest. Go for it.
Yes, 475,000 mistakes without compounded daily interest. So let me just say that the number of mistakes is actually increasing with every moment that we are standing here. Do you understand that? And our uncle understands that very clear. It's why I am here, Foster.
Rosian trusted me with this operation, and I can recover it. But now I can recover it so much faster because you're here.
You're right, Foster, frankly. And I hate to even contemplate those words. You're right. I cannot see a way of getting the money that you owe legitimately in our combined lifetimes. Do you understand? We'll be paying off the interest for years. We will be in debt for years, which means that I am here listening to you and another insane plan of yours. You understand that back home, I am considered a legitimate businessman. Do you understand? I
But
don't
Ulan,
have a criminal record like you do. When our uncle
Roshan
wants
said,
legitimate business, he sends me. If he wants something scraped off of a sidewalk somewhere and sold as diamonds, he contacts you. So I am here. What is your brilliant idea?
he takes a moment and he's leaning over the table. And when he writes himself up, he throws his laku behind him for a moment while holds up a data pad. It's not my idea, Ulan, but it is a good idea. I
Well, that's
have
the
an
only way
opportunity.
it probably could be a good idea, as it is not your idea.
You hear the distant sound of a snicker from an employee who most likely just heard that statement. And you see your older brother hang his head for just a moment. And he walks over and he holds the data pad next to you. It begins showing star charts and information. And there's a name on there, Rel Tanath, and some other stuff, and images. And all of it right off the bat makes no sense. But what you do see is a manifesto related to a crate and e-cells and blasters and servos, thousands of them, thousands of servos and droid computers.
So your idea is to open up a scrap shop. Is that the brilliant idea? Do you know what the markup is on secondhand parts like this? You know, by the time you purchase the parts, recondition them, sort them, warehouse them, and sell them, the markup is 5-10%. That is not going to solve the monetary problem we're facing here, Foster.
You're right. You're right. It is, and listen very clearly to me, it is not the answer. But he goes over, he takes the data pad, and he punches and closes that cargo container and fiddles for a moment or two, punches up another cargo container. That brings up a listing of art pieces by name and artist. Not one or two or three pieces of art, but a cargo container that holds hundreds of paintings. It's like a treasure chest, or like, and he moves over and he pushes stuff out of the way and starts middling with his computer, his terminal, to mess with the map on the wall on his digital display. She told me somewhere along here there's hidden treasure. I know that sounds dumb, but that's the word she uses. And I think, I trust, I believe. And you see he goes through like 3 different stages of like facial features that say like he's trying to sell at this point in time. I believe what she's got is an opportunity for us, the family.
Spend 7 to 15 years in an imperial prison?
If we get caught, but we won't get caught.
Ah, if we get caught, but we won't get caught.
That's right. Trust me, brother. I know people. I just need you to meet with her and hear the words she will tell you.
Brother, I am more than willing to listen to any harebrained idea you have. But understand that if that idea is stupid, I will reject it. If it will put me in prison, I will reject it. And if it makes our uncle unhappy, I will absolutely reject it. But please, tell me about the buried treasure. Tell me about the gold mine, the iridium, the moons made of semi-precious stones. I will meet with anyone to get myself off of this hulk. But understand, that may not be the solution. You're the older brother. I will listen to you, but I don't have to like what you say. Who are we meeting with and when?
Her name is Rel Tanoth, and I'm catching. Actually, pause for a second. Is there a decent? No, she would not come to Asylum. She would meet somewhere else. She would meet on a. Yeah, she would definitely meet somewhere off Asylum. So
Okay.
he says, her name is Rel Tanoth, and I'm going to take and go meet her. But I want you to meet her too, so that you can see what she's talking about. I will message her immediately and set up a meeting with her.
All
Now,
right. She won't come here.
I will ask, but I would believe that she wants to meet at what she thinks is a secure location in comparison to Asylum, and very little people know this place exists. So let me go speak with her. And yeah, and so panically he goes and he pulls out a comm and he sends a message. And over the course of the next few hours, you have a chance to rummage through the garbage that he has collected in this room before a response comes back. And he says, she is only about an hour's jump away up the main lane. Oh, so we're looking at an hour of hyperspace and we are in our meeting.
Okay. Does she have any business associates that she's bringing?
No, she said she's only bringing her security.
Well, those would be the business associates.
I,
Are they
I,
armed? Yes.
yeah, don't worry, I have a blaster too. And he points.
Oh, you have a blaster. Oh, you have a blaster. Well, that makes it all more better, Foster. You have a blaster. They have a blaster. They're trying to sell you an idea of rare artworks. This could not be a possibly better plan. Why don't we just discuss this over comms? Some sort of secure communication must exist in this facility that won't involve us walking into a room filled with knives and blasters.
A fair take, but I just don't think that communications through the what is that thing called again that they have in the Empire, the galaxies holonet. I don't think any communication on the holonet is truly secure.
Do you at least have some of your own thugs and goons that you can bring along? Maybe if we have more thugs and goons than their thugs and goons, they won't start shooting us immediately.
He will point to one of his young toughs that hang around the warehouse and says, we can bring them as well.
All right. Do you have a ship, Foster? Or did you just hitchhike here?
I there's a shuttle.
He does
You
have
want to take public transportation to a... We need another pilot. I'm not going to risk my ship being taken from me. You don't even have a ship. We're going to need a ship. And somebody who's not associated with us. Could you arrange that?
Yeah, I'm sure. I can get us a ship and a pilot.
That's a start. And at least like 3 thugs.
All right, he will make great efforts to appease you and what he sees as appeasing his uncle by one reaching out to Nos and being like, Nos, hey, I need your assistance. Can you give us a quick trip over to insert indescript place? If Nos isn't willing to do so, he definitely can find someone else for a few credits to do a quick jump. And then he's going to gather some of his individuals that hang out and give them 2 working blasters and 1 unworking blaster, but he's not going to say that to his brother.
Okay. Awesome. Okay.
All right. I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, what like so as a note, Foster does have a ship called the Minoc.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
So
not
yeah,
even willing to risk his own ship.
yeah, so the Minoc is called this because it leaks power like a sieve, and so it's more of a nickname that it was given than anything else. So, you know.
Okay.
Right. Why risk a ship that's not going to has a chance of breaking down when you get there, when you're going to go see a potential employer and get stuck somewhere? Just take the public transport.
So.
Okay.
Or call your friend Nos.
Right. So, does Nos have a ship at this point in time? We haven't actually discussed that. Or does he?
We can say we're going to say Nos does have a vessel. It doesn't matter to the script. It can be like it can just be something that has a decent hyperspace capability and maneuverability. It's nothing fancy. It's basically like a tugboat with a V8 in it.
Okay, yeah.
Or V10, whatever. So once your requirements have been met and there's a quick jaunt through hyperspace, arrival at this station is part of the HoloNet relay location, so there's a decent amount of Imperial presence when you first arrive. But the station, upon docking and getting out, you can definitely tell the Imperial presence doesn't really pay attention to this station as a condition that it's in. That doesn't keep stormtroopers from wandering around. Well, actually, at this point in time, they're clone troopers. But that doesn't keep them from walking around. It just means they're not making any efforts to make this place neat. They let people sit on the street. They let garbage pile up. So the two of you find a small hover transport and ride through to a cantina. Upon entering the cantina, there are three major hubs centered around the center of the room. And in the center of the room, there's a holographic dance floor where two Twi'lek ladies and a human woman are dancing, and as well as there is a male counterpart who is actually in the room dancing with the three of the holographs. These center points, these 3 points, have off-shooting tables as they seem to be some sort of dispensing bar with attendees. And a security droid stands on the far side of one of these little sections, and an R2 unit is parked nearby the doorway as you come walking in. As soon as you're within maybe a meter of the doorway, the R2 unit makes a bunch of beeping noises and zigzags back and forth to seem to be getting you guys' attention. There's a bartender, there's a security guard farther into this facility, and there's no security guard by the front door. So security here looks pretty laxed in this cantina, and there's about 3 other patrons that you can see.
Is your contact here, Foster?
He looks to the R2 and says, yeah, go ahead, and I need to take a back step. For the purpose of Edge of Empire, they have removed the requirements for languages. Everyone can speak every language to pretty much bolster the role play. There's not going to be a moment where you don't know a language unless specifically it's meant to not know the language. So I just recalled that in my head. So the R2, when it makes this jiggling and whatnot, it will say out in binary, I work for Mistress Tonith. Please follow me. And so like it jiggles back and forth before it turns. And so when you ask that question, that R2 answers, I work for the mistress. Please follow me.
Okay.
And just as a note, Nos is not here at this point in time, right? He just drove them.
Correct. It's just the 2 brothers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a cantina. It's not like they're going to keep you out, but at the same time, that's a call you get to make.
Yeah, I'll go sit at the bar.
Okay. We'll say you're sitting at one of the 3 bars that are near the front door, not necessarily the bar that's near where the R2 unit is taking them.
Yeah.
When you head into the bar following the R2 unit, you round the corner into the little dip down area that's away, so you can't see the front door anymore. You see a moon, M-U-U-N, moon, however you want to say it, but you see a moon. Do me a favor, and on your character sheets, the 2 of you, you're going to see a knowledge skill called Core Worlds.
Got it.
For whatever reason, Ulaanbaatar has 7 setback dice on his knowledge Core Worlds.
7.
I'm not really sure. Yeah, I'm not really sure about that.
Is there a red line that goes through it?
Yes.
That means that it removes setback dice.
Oh, cool. All right.
So if there are any setback dice, he removes them. So
cool. I want you to click on the difficulty to rise it from a 2 to a 3, and then throw your dice, and let's see what results you guys get.
Okay.
Well, I'm when I had that crash out, it also kicked me out of the thing. So let me get back in.
Of course.
Join the game session.
So that's good for me.
Yeah, you did good. 3 successes.
but 2
And it
threat.
says, yeah.
So you get to
Okay.
spend that however you want.
All right, I'm back in. Sorry. What did you need me to make a
Fantastic.
roll on?
You're going to
Cool.
do core worlds, which is under your knowledge skills, and you're going to increase the difficulty by 1. So instead of 2, make it a 3.
Okay, hold on. Core worlds. And what am I adding to? I'm sorry. Again, first time rolling with this.
You click difficulty, click on difficulty so it goes from a 2 to a 3, and then you'll
Okay.
roll.
Jesus fuck.
Fantastic, with 3 threats.
Jeez.
All right. So one of the core worlds, Moonlists, which is the home planet for the moon people, they are tall, like close to 2 meters tall on average and above, gray skinned, long heads, little to no nose. And one of the most important things about their entire race is they are incredibly accurate with numbers, math, computers. Like, they can look at something and tell you it's 9 meters away or 9.3 meters away. Their analytical minds are incredibly powerful. But their entire culture is very narrow when it comes to art, crafts. They can build a ship. Their ship's going to look the same. A bigger ship's going to be that ship, but bigger. Their ability to make that curving, creative kind of like thing that humans and most other humanoids have, they don't have it too well. They can be creative, but not super. You see a moon, and she is sitting amongst the tables. Next to her, the RT unit is heading right toward her, and the security droid sits next to her. But she is wearing what looks to be like white flowing robes, silver and gold bells wrapped in a little like chain around the top of her head and around her neck. She has bangles on her wrists and ankles and bangle like little bits and whatnot. Um, you can see that she's decorated in ways that you've never seen a moon, and because of you guys' fantastic roles, you've seen them before. Tall dudes, gray skin, gray clothes, gray pants, gray shirt, gray shoes, gray socks, gray pants, gray underwear, most likely. Everything is uniformed and the same. This one, she doesn't look uniformed or the same with any other moon you've ever seen. Now, because you
Stylish
made
moon.
5 successes, you know specifically that she might not be all, okay in the head. She might be cray cray. That doesn't mean she's not a bad person or a good person. It just means she's insane enough for her people to wear decorations. Think
Okay.
about that for a moment. That's like a Ferengi who doesn't want to rob people,
Yeah.
or a Klingon who wants to have a snuggly, fuzzy beast and like carry around and show off their, or you see, it's an antithesis to that species. The
Mhm.
R2 rolls up and pauses and then introduces the Batar. She will rise from her table and look to you. Welcome. I'm glad you arrived. It was not on short notice, if you're thinking that. But please come in, order a drink, and have a seat. I think we can do good business. She produces 2 things from her pocket. Actually, no, she produces something from her pocket, sets it down. When she activates it, it begins generating a radio jamming frequency, or a jammer basically, into the area before she returns to her chair. And what will you do?
Bow courteously, if slightly stiffly. Sit down and order a basic drink, but don't drink it.
Yeah, what do you think your brother's about to do?
Oh,
There's no way of telling, but we can
When
only
he
hope
brings
he'll form some.
he brings up that menu, goes and clicks on something near the end that had more than 1 credit worth of cost. Her perfume wafts through the air and gives the scent of flowers and sweetness as she places both her hands together. She looks at the two of you and says, "War is messy, but profitable." Reltoneth says when she speaks in low tones, she leans in. The gold bands crisscrossing her head are covered with tiny bells that ring softly. The moon is short for her people, but tall for the rest of the galaxy. Just over 2 meters in height, not even sitting, changes the fact that she's taller than you. In the dull yellow light of the smoke-filled cantina, her pale white skin almost illuminates the table. Nearby sits an asteroid mech, and not too far off, a sectroid in attendance to their master, both with restraining bolts fastened to them. The robust security droid is paying more attention to the rest of the cantina than the table with you three. A warm smile appears on her thin lips. In war, people are sloppy. Things go missing all the time. Once war ends, that window closes rather quickly. And we must act fast to take advantage of the ignorance of others. That's where we can help each other and make some credits. Each slight movement causes several of the many tiny gold and silver bells to ring. She brings out a hollow ejector and places it on the Durasteel table. At this time, the serving droid brings by your 2 small drinks. Oh, let me tell 3. She's got a small drink. You got a small drink. Your brother has something that's kind of large and bubbling and glows. It even sounds like it might be doing some music. Anyways, she clicks the activation, and the hollow ejector constructs a cargo hauler out of light at 1/1000th of the scale in a mere nanosecond. The YV-666 light Corellian freighter appears above the disk and begins to slowly rotate. The markings on the front of the vehicle indicate that it is part of the Old Republic fleet. She says, "I have a ship. They use these at an Imperial controlled shipyard to help sort containers. We can get in and get some of those containers." And she smiles. And then she reaches toward her little device and says, "And I have these." She swipes a small control pad on the She swipes a small control area on the data pad in her hand, and she places it on the table, sliding it over to you. You see transponder codes. She looks up from her pad, and her smile broadens. It's alien to you because of your many successes, because the moon you have worked with, smiling was not something you thought they could actually do. Then she looks toward T701, who's only a meter from the table. He can broadcast that code to make the transport look like it should be there. And the small droid beeps in response, of course, saying, "Yes, ma'am, I will do that." You, pointing over to your brother, will put on the finishing touches on the outside of the ship yourself. I've gathered the needed outfits and materials to finish that job. She waves her hand over the little device. The YV-666 outside changes for a moment, and now becomes what looks to be a bit of more of a rust bucket, slightly damaged and unpainted. She slides her hand again, and it goes back to the Imperial symbolism that was there before. "I have everything to make this," and she slides it back to the rusty, poorly in shape Corellian light freighter, "to transform this," and she moves it back to finally the Imperial transport, "to this. You," and she makes a gesture showing a human in a type of jumpsuit uniform, can wear these. That way you'll look like one of the loading crew. You just need to finish everything out, and T701 will make sure you're safe the entire way through. You will look like you're Imperial. You'll sound like you're Imperial. She extends a long finger, clicking once on the projector, and the projection turns to stars. More clicks cause the image to zoom in, and your understanding of hyperspace lanes, you recognize the Hydian Way, which is not far from here. Her efforts stop on a rather decent size of empty space off the side of the Hydian Way. This place isn't empty. She makes a gesture on her data pad, bringing up a series of numbers, which will require a computer roll to have a better understanding of them. Wait, you guys, there's no computer. It's computer. This would require a computer roll at a difficulty of 2 to understand the numbers she's putting in front of you. But she says, all of this says that ships come to the middle of nowhere, stop and get out of the hyperspace lane, and then reappear. Some stop here at a station, must be, unload the contraband, prisoners, salvage from war-torn planets, space debris. And this area is filled with smaller space stations. A few TIE fighters and many, many freighters. And she starts pushing the buttons on, she pushes the button on the display for the freighter, and it changes to show a space station. And I know in some space movies you'll see it's like this long plane of objects sitting in space, and so it looks like a flat surface almost at some point in time. It's like space is near the point of view, and then as it gets off into the horizon, it becomes like a solid object of just things sitting in space. And that's what she shows you, like this huge field of drawn out stations and containers and little ships zipping around. Like thousands of these tiny little space stations that are just giant cargo container sorting locations. And she says, this area is filled with smaller space stations, TIE fighters, and many, many freighters, all working near endless shifts to sift through the remains of the war, looking for something valuable or maybe something important, sorting through all these containers destined for new homes and new purposes. I want to seize as many containers as we can. I want this merchandise to sell, to split the earnings with you. I want to make us some credits. She extends all the devices. With one hand, she pushes all these things across the counter, including the control device for the R2 unit, and says, I know numbers, but you know the other side. You know how to smuggle. You know people. Get me the containers, and I can get them moved onto the black market within hours. And as she pulls back from her side of the table, waiting, just kind of giving a breath for you to begin looking at all the things she's laid out, she reaches from her side and she fans out 200 credits. And she says, or you can take this and speak to no one, and I will go look for someone else to take this job. And she leans back, and now she's just putting her hands into her lap. She'll pick up her drink and maybe sip it. What do you do?
I take the credits, put them in my pocket. And secondly, and say, that is my money just for coming here to listen to you. Consider it a consulting fee. Now, I have some questions, and I'm hoping you're willing to answer them for me for this plan. Are you willing to entertain some questions about this?
Always, she will respond in like an excited manner.
Excellent. First of all, let's talk about split. Now, as we are taking on the majority of the risk operating the starship, moving cargo.
Pause for a second. Are you holding a data pad? Like you're made notes and shit like that?
Yes.
Cool. She's
I'm not writing
excited.
anything on it.
No. She's excited by the fact that you took data. Their whole culture is about data. So she's excited now. Go, keep going. Sorry.
So I figure as we are acting as the muscle, as it were, in this operation, you're merely providing us with the useful information that an 80-20 split seems more than equitable to us. Would that be acceptable to you?
She looks to the table as this moment, her pale skin becomes slightly flush around her flat nose area, almost like she's either blushing or becoming overly excited. And she says, 80-20 is an incredibly huge split. I was thinking more along the lines of maybe a 60-40. But if you truly need, and she pauses, she leans back, confirmation, or at least to ensure that you will at least come out on top, she slides the hollow ejector a little closer and says, you can keep this as spoils. I will have no need for it once this is over.
Meaning the ship?
She will nod in response to your statement.
That ship is worth what, 20,000?
Probably less than that, but yeah, I mean, it still flies and it's got hyperspace on it, so
Yeah.
no guns, no shields.
No guns, no shields.
Yeah, it has no guns, no shields. It's a barge with a V8 in it.
Okay.
How does my brother seem? Is he maintaining his cool or is he like salivating?
Fuck no, he's salivating.
Okay. So
It might have been the drink, though.
true. So you're willing to accept an 80-20 split in our favor and give us the ship involved.
No, 60-40 split and give you the ship.
60-40 split. I didn't hear that actually. You know, those sort of words are an insult where I come from. But let us say 70-30 split.
When you accuse her of insulting, she giggles in response.
This is so creepy. 70-30 split seems more in line with this sort of general operation, considering you're not coming along, I assume?
No, combat is one of those things that those kind of things are too much for my people.
You assume there'll be combat. So we're back to 80-20 then. I mean, for such a simple job where we're just picking up boxes and moving them. And the ship, I have no idea of its history. Perhaps it's stolen. Perhaps it's stolen from somebody like a hut. In which case, that's a way to mind yourself dead. So I don't need the ship. It's of no use to me. It doesn't look like it's much use to anybody. 80-20 split. We'll consider the ship as a possible bonus if my pilot considers it worthy of keeping. In deference to 75%. I'm willing to put some meat on the table here, so a 75-25 split, possible ship at our discretion. Are you providing any muscle or weapons?
No.
Totally untraceable to you, is it? Excellent. This job sounds absolutely fantastic. Also, you're giving uniforms to several of us who you may have noticed are Twi'leks. The Empire has a sort of look that they go for. You may have noticed.
She will nod in response.
So you think they wouldn't notice a few Twi'leks? It means we have to bring some humans on board for this, which means extra staffing costs. Now, Qatar Trading Limited does have several other holding companies, and in line with these sorts of operations, Batar Transport, usually these sorts of things are 500 credits a day per human. More if we have to use droids because there's maintenance involved, or if there's extra gravity situations. But I would think that 500 credits a day per human, how many crates are we talking about?
The vessel should be able to get 8 of their standard crates.
8 crates. Just 8. No more? no less.
If you can tie someone to the outside, that sounds rather dangerous, but maybe it could work.
You're not looking for any specific crates, are you?
She will not answer that question with any speech. She pauses but goes, "No, no, I'm not looking for any specific crates."
Non-specific. Okay. Well, I think, just doing some, of course, back of the datapad projections, the ship, two security at 1,000 credits. And when did you want this operation to be conducted?
The info broker I bought these transponder codes said that this is the star date at which, I think they call them star dates, this is the star date at which these transponder codes will no longer be useful. So, and she'll slide it across, she'll point it at, basically saying you have about 8 days before these transponder codes get swapped back out for something different.
8 days. All right. Do you have any idea where the most valuable cargo will be amongst these thousands of various cargo containers?
All of the information of the storage is within inside that location. Only Imperial ISS has access to it from the outside. So you'll have to be inside, and she'll point to the R2 unit and have someone who can splice to find that out.
Splicer.
But yeah, she's
Yeah.
basically hinting that the droid can splice.
Yeah.
So, we successfully infiltrate the Imperial facility, find the most valuable mid-range, we're not going for the most valuable, but the most valuable of the mid-range cargo containers, strap them to our ship, and get them onto the black market.
Which is what I will do.
You'll take care of selling them.
Yes. As soon as we have a chance to categorize and determine the total value, you'll get your split. I will go about selling them.
All right. This is a possibility that we're willing to entertain.
And you
8 days.
only want 70%?
No, we're past that point. The 75% 25 is no longer negotiable. And the more I hear about this, the higher my percentage is going to go. Because the more wonderful
make her
this job is.
flush. Gosh, if she even makes the statement, if only you were a mun.
Where would we meet after the job is done? I'd like it to be someplace fairly public, if possible.
It will probably be best at something more outer rimish. You pick where you want to get the cargo to, and I will be there.
Asylum seems fine to me. I know it's not, the most high amount here, but Asylum would be good.
Then I will arrive there. If not, I am in good with the Hutts. We can go to one of their systems.
That sounds like a terrible idea. Let us not involve the Hutts in any way, shape, or form, as they tend to tax certain cargoes at a rather extreme rate. So, and we don't even know what the value of the cargo is we're going to obtain. I mean, hopefully it'll be worth this venture, but 6 cargo containers of self-sealing stem bolts isn't going to bring us a lot of profit if we can't get to the cargo containers, if we can't get access to the more valuable cargo manifests. I'm on board with this, but I'd rather not involve the Hutts if that's possible.
No Hutts. Just your Asylum.
And we picked the crew. None of your loyalists are coming with us.
You'll need him, and she points to the R2, unless you have an R2 yourself or some other droid who has a transponder emitter built in.
Do we have such an R2 unit available to us? Do we have the money to buy an R2 unit?
R2 units can be kind of expensive, but to have most R2 units can project a transponder code. So I don't know if Asylum has any R2 units, any astromechs running around. I bet they do have an astromech somewhere. Otherwise, hyperspace jumping is a pain of mathematical computations and turning the knob until something happens.
Yeah,
Let me lean over and quietly speak with my brother to ask him if Asylum has an R2 unit, as I don't necessarily trust someone else's astromech.
Yeah. So Nos will eventually, I don't know if you want him to have it now, but he will eventually have a astromech-ish thing. It's not an R2 unit, but it's a, you know.
So we're going to say no, because the purpose of the R2 unit here is it also will be able to manipulate and splice. And so like if we're basically would be like giving you, and she's not giving you the R2 unit. She's giving you the junk heap, but she's keeping the R2 unit herself. That's prize worthy.
Okay. So if we don't have an access, we'll have to take the R2 unit as well.
Correct. And she's not charging you, and she's not saying that you can't. So.
All right. Let me. Can I excuse myself without seeming as if giving insult and go speak with the pilot?
Oh, you say that to her?
I would just ask. I had consult my pilot for a moment.
She will look around as if looking for someone else in the area because the bar is not too full.
At this point in time, Nos will have drawn a crowd probably, because of the pheromones and his inability to regulate himself. So.
All right, so she will watch you as you walk over to Nos, who has gathered a small cluster of people at the table as they're playing, was it Draktha, the card game Draktha?
Yeah, or Sabak.
Or Sabak.
Yeah,
all right, I want to lean in so that his entourage can't hear and ask him, if you had Imperial codes, could we do a recon mission to this? Because I don't want to just make a hyperspace jump in only to be jumped by a bunch of Imperial forces the moment we come out of hyperspace. If we have several codes, we can at least make one reconnaissance run. And if we don't see any red lights fly up, then we can move along with this job. Does that sound possible?
Yeah, as long as, as long as we have the transponder codes, that are valid. I mean, the Empire does cycle those things out pretty quickly, but.
So.
Well, we will apparently have 8 days.
Game mechanic wise, if you went down the hyperspace lane, jumped out of hyperspace, cruised for a while to be within sensor range, long range sensor range, you don't need a transponder code because they're not going to see you. But if you hyperspace out close range, they're going to see that. So you jump out a distance. So you basically get off the highway, a couple miles up from your exit, then drive through some country roads, see where you're going to be, learn some things, turn around and then hyperspace out so you're nowhere nearby. They're never going to know you're there unless a patrol picks you up, which is why they have patrols. So you don't have to use the transponder codes to sneak around, because
it's just
then
if we get pinched by them, then the transponder codes will have to be valid, and if they're not, it's going to get spicy. So.
Exactly.
Well, the question is,
what ship are we using? That piece of crap that we got out there isn't going to do us much good.
Well, the client is providing a Corellian freighter, which will be repainted with Imperial markings.
Oh.
I'd like to get close.
What's the armament?
Within range. I'd like to be absolutely obvious rather than seem as if we're sneaking up.
Yeah.
I would like to be made absolutely in front of everyone to see. And then if they start asking questions and these transponder codes don't work, we can leave immediately. Okay. I've found that when people sneak around, there's more suspicion. So I'd
Okay.
like to be there in front of the gods and everyone.
All right.
If this
So-
ship is going to look good, if these transponder codes are going to be good, I want to make at least one trip out there to see that they work. Then we can come back and pull the job.
Okay. So we're just gonna swing through.
That's
Yeah.
all.
Do we want to?
Just one recon before we do this.
What
and
is
if the
the place?
code's
What's
good-
the place? What's the place we're going to? Like, what are we? What is it? What are we supposed to be doing here?
I'll let you know as soon as we've concluded negotiations.
Okay, sounds great. Do you need my help?
Well, I mean, flying the ship will be very helpful. I'm not very good at it.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm good at that. So.
All right, I'll return to the moon and say, I think we have an accord. I think we have a job.
Excellent. Excellent.
I'm
I will
spinning.
be.
I'm spinning this whole interaction into how important I am with these people. You know, making sure that they are aware of how cool I
love it.
am.
Right, because you're just this young shot.
Yeah, I'm just like
pilot, young. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, this
Like-
guy, he needs me.
my crew. Them taking little shit.
All right. So as we finish, because I'm already got a message that, hey, where are you at? So as we come to a finish, she will give you the things she spoke with, including the control device for the R2 unit, and she will expect to hear a call back from you. Now, most likely the R2 unit does have a tracking device on it that pings to her. So, you know, if 8 days pass and you're not done, she's probably going to know where you're at unless you deactivate that.
Okay.
And that's a other than that, you have been given the control component to the Corellian freighter, and yeah, the next step would be walking down to the hangar bay, to the docking port, and taking a look at this new investment.
Okay.
But we will do that at another point in time, as I have to get going.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
Great. All right.
Sweet.
Cool.
Hells yes.
All right then.
Woo! So at the end of the show, as we've got here now, you can probably do some closing credits, talk about like check out my website and stuff like that, and then we end stream. We do some after game communication, like how things we think need to level or changes and stuff like that. And yeah, so I'm gonna go hang out with family, and I'll reach out to you when things get done.
Cool.
Sounds good. Yep.
Great
All
meeting you,
right.
Steve. I look to see you again later.
All right. Ciao.